Show podcast. We've all had internet problems this week. I'm the host Lewis Wayne, and this man in the pits with the tits. Brendan, how are you, sir?
Still waiting for a tech expert to give us a call. You know, we're asking for opinions, asking for assistance and comments on the internet, and nobody's doing it.
No one's doing it. What's going on, eh? It's almost like no one watches this. You're frozen.
It's almost like it.
It's almost like
what you find is the majority of people listen to it, and the majority, when I say majority, I mean the 17 people.
So, what did we think of the race?
What race? There was a race? When was the race?
There was a race last weekend, do you remember? Remember that? In Zandvoort. Did you watch that video I sent you? It's it was a bit tragic.
Oh, yeah, no. Zandvoort was awesome, wasn't it? That was spectacular. I watched it on Monday. I kind of knew the result, but the entertainment in between the start and the finish was spectacular. It was great. It broke the record for the most number of overtakes in a Grand Prix.
Right, well, let's go. Good race, bad race then.
Steering wheel, somebody tell him to give it to me. Come on, move.
Hey, good race, bad race. There we go. Yes, it was a good race. It was did far. Well, let's just go through who's gone where and who's gone where. I found that
just for the record, there was 186 overtakes.
186
at that Grand Prix.
Wowzers! Zandvoort.
That's a lot, isn't it?
That's not bad. It was great to watch. It was,
yeah.
Let me just
I have to say, good race. Straight off the bat, I know you're going to go through the teams.
Yep.
But Fernando Alonso, what a legend! He overtook somebody on the outside of turn 2 or turn 3, and he overtook somebody on the inside of the same corner. It's just like, I don't care where you are, coming past you on this.
The guy's going through a Zen moment. I'm telling you, he is Mr. Zen. Results.
He's at one with the car. What are you looking for? Have you not prepped for this? Where have you been? Have you been out shopping or something?
Well, my internet went down as well this time. All right, so don't get. I'm just getting the results up. Dutch Grand Prix. Why is it this? When I open
your internet going down, stop you from having beer in the house. Is that what's happened?
That's what that literally was what happened. Hold up, Sky Sports. Well, soon you're an enabler, mate. As soon as you said you were having a drink, unbelievably, this internet connection is running off my phone at the moment. Okay, which is still running faster than you, matey. Oh, hold on, let me get the results. Are you still there? You got to keep talking. Because I've not got you on the screen.
I was showing you my lovely Cab Sauv that I've got this evening. I'm going for the low fat option.
What were you showing me? Why is it?
It's nice to know you're paying attention, mate.
I'm trying to get
people meant to pay attention. They're not even paying attention. Come on.
All right, let me just get you back on full screen. Jeez Louise. Back. Okay, what were you showing me? Show me again. Show me again. I was just getting the results up. Go on, show me. He's showing me a glass of wine, people, to all podcast listeners.
Glass of red wine.
Nice glass of red wine. I've got a bottle of Budweiser, and he's glitching out massively. He's glitching out. You could blame me for that.
I'm glitching out.
Yeah, you are. Am I glitching out?
No.
That's 5G, baby. Right.
Solid as rock on my internet connection tonight, mate. Currently.
Solid. What?
That's a rock.
Yeah, there are other lyrics to that. Okay, so let's go through the team. Logan Sargent, still shaky peg, but I know it's with him.
He qualified 10th, right?
He had a great qualifying, but what did he do? Stuff it in the wall again?
He got into Q3. He didn't qualify 10th. He got into Q3 and crashed out, right?
Right.
That was a bit of overexcitement, but he got into Q3 nonetheless on merit, right?
Oh, crikey. Go on, yeah.
In a Williams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then during the race, I have to say that I do like the way James Vowles is behaving. He jumped straight to his defense and said that yes, we're looking at him. Yes, he knows to up his game. He needs to up his game. But this weekend, the race incident wasn't his fault. They had a hydraulic failure, and he couldn't turn.
And he couldn't turn.
But he was doing really well up to that point.
Is he slowly becoming the Mick Schumacher of Williams here?
No, I don't think he is. I think that was unfortunate. I think it'll be interesting to see. Well, Fernando Alonso has tipped Williams and Ferrari for big things in Monza, so we'll see what happens. But
Alonso, man, he's been doing his praying and it's then yeah. Charles Leclerc, terrible race, absolute terrible. Ferrari,
terrible. What did they
Ferrari,
not do? What? They just did a typical Ferrari weekend, wasn't it?
A terrible race is a normal weekend. It's a baseline weekend for Ferrari. I'm telling you something. How can they not be ready with tyres in the pits? There's just no, and I'm talking to all of them now. Ferrari looked particularly incompetent when they came in. But how could they not have the tyres? Now, they've got a minute and 12 seconds to get those tyres out. That's enough time.
They stack them at the front of the garage. They sat and watched them. They sit and watch. Everyone knows the pit crew sit and watch the track events unfolding on multiple televisions. They could see the rain coming down. They could hear the commentary saying there was rain coming down.
Yeah.
What were they doing?
It'd been raining all weekend. It's not like a surprise rain shower. Like the surprise rain shower that happened the day before that. It'd been raining all weekend. I get the fact that it's a shorter pit. They can't have all 20 in there or whatever. I get that.
That's got nothing to do with what comes out from the.
I know, but what I'm saying is how. Do you know what it is? Diminishing returns, my friend. Diminishing returns. Too many people. There's too many people. Okay, let's sit down. Let's have a lesson here, right? I've got an ice cream van, right? I take my ice cream van out and I'm selling loads. It's a really hot day. I'm selling loads. I'm on my own in the ice cream van, right? You're frozen with a very terrified look on your face there. Are you still there?
Frozen. I'm absolutely confused by what you're saying.
Wait a minute. I will get to my point.
I'm waiting. That's why I'm not saying anything.
Okay. So, it says internet connection unstable. Okay. I'm unstable.
That's you.
Okay. I'm selling loads of ice creams. Okay. And then I'm thinking, I'm getting long queues for my ice creams. Right? I like your movement. That's good. Yeah. And I think I'll get another guy in. He can help me sell these ice creams in the ice cream van, right? 2 people. I'm making more money, right? But there's still a little bit of a queue, right? Still a little bit of a queue. So I hire another person to help me in the ice cream van. What's going to happen?
You sell the same number of ice creams and your costs go up.
Well, the costs go up. We start bumping into each other, yeah? Because there's not enough space for that many people in the ice cream van. And we reach a plateau of how many we can
limited. The pit crews have got a limited number.
There's too many of them.
They all have the same number.
There's too many of them. There's too many of them.
Did you watch the Formula 2 race at Zandvoort this weekend?
No, because this is a Formula 1 podcast. I will never.
Did you watch anything about it? Did you see anything about it?
No.
Do you know how Formula 2 do their pit stop?
Go on.
They have one mechanic on each side, right?
So
the front mechanic, the left-hand mechanic does the front wheel and then the back wheel, and they have the tires laid out on the ground, and they pick the driver has to park in the slot. They take the one wheel off, put the next wheel on, move to the back, take the one wheel off, put the next wheel on, and move away, and then they drive off. Right?
What's the fastest lap? Pit top.
It's not the point at the moment. Not the point at the moment, right? They did that this weekend, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he got a quarter of the lap out. Both his back wheels came off.
Okay. What's your point?
Right.
What's your point?
The team were under pressure. They were undermanned, and it caused a fault to happen. Whatever happened within that team put pressure on both those mechanics in the same way, and they made the same mistake because they were under too much pressure.
No, I'm not talking about the changing of the tires. Not talking about the whoa. Well, I'm not
It
talking
wasn't
about
the tires; it was the wheels.
Yeah,
It
wheels,
was the
tires,
wheels came
whatever,
off.
right? I'm not talking about that, right?
No,
He's
it's
done that
very
job
different, very
incompetent.
different, very
Wait, one second. He's done that job incompetently, right? Okay, he's not
Both
done
of them. Hang
his
on.
job. What happens in this?
Mechanics?
Yeah.
Both the mechanics at the same time in the same race on the same car.
Right. Okay. Right. The point
My
I'm
point
making
is that's external pressure making them fail.
All pit stops have that. That's the external pressure is the external pressure. But if there's too many people, and God forbid, you've dressed them all the fucking same, so no one knows who's who, right? And they're all wandering around, and they all don't know who's meant to get the tyres.
Not all the pit crews are dressed the same.
You know what I'm talking about. I'm over exaggerating for comedic effect. What I'm saying is they're all bumping into each other, shrugging their shoulders, right? As if to say, you're meant to get the tyres, where are the tyres? There's too many of them doing that job. There's got to be a habit. I don't know, but when it hits the fan, somehow they all just end up bumping into each other, pushing each other out the way. One of them's trying to be the hero, trying to grab the right tyre, and then not communicating. There's too many of them. It just feels like it. Okay? Can we agree on that? Diminishing returns. Let's say they wanted to solve the problem and put another 5 more pit crew there. It would just...
I'm not saying that more people is the answer. I'm saying better organisation of the people that are there is the answer.
There seems to be...
You find that the FIA probably designate how many people are in the pit crew.
Maybe they do.
Well,
maybe they do. God forbid, the FIA aren't always right. Okay, let's just agree with that. Can we agree with that? The FIA don't always get things right.
Because McLaren and Red Bull, McLaren and the Red Bull can nail it with the exact same number of people in every in the pit crew.
No, it was still pandemonium. At that point, it was pandemonium.
Oh yeah, they were busy.
Yeah,
they still executed good pit stops.
They executed pit stops, but just the fact that the tyres, a lot of them had there was a lot of pit crews that had no tyres there. It wasn't just Ferrari. There was a couple of them that didn't. They were going in and there was no tyres ready to be put on. I'm just saying, I think there's too many of them. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I reckon you could get the same result. The same result with less people. The same speed with less people. Admittedly, some of those people might have to do more work. Like, not just doing that with the gun, maybe picking up the tyre and then, I don't know. You're not agreeing with me?
Do you know how many people are on a pit crew? Do you know what they do?
No, and no, and no, and
right,
no.
So you're not. The point is that you're not speaking from a position of education.
No. When have I ever done that? Anyway, don't go on you.
Move on.
Don't go on you.
I think he was having a good race until he crashed. Until the rain.
Classic. I was having a great race until I hit the wall.
Yeah, but he aquaplaned from halfway down.
Yeah.
Straight.
Was he on slicks when he crashed? What was it? When did he crash? What lap?
He pretty much he was the straw that made the red flag come out.
Ah.
There was 4 or 5 people. Valtteri Bottas came off. Yuki Tsunoda came off. All at the same corner, all at the same time. He started aquaplaning a lot earlier and went zipping right into the wall. And you can see it. His wheels are stationary.
Yeah, I think there was a similar crash
he comes off the track
with Hamilton, but he managed to save it. Was it Hamilton? Similarly, did the same.
Did the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was loads of them did it.
George Russell, what do you reckon? Yeah, he was having a great race. He was having a great race.
He was in amongst it, wasn't he? He brought it back to a good place. I mean, Mercedes screwed them over a little bit. There was some bad tactics from some bad strategy calls from Mercedes. You got to be looking at that. But I think they both the Mercedes drivers did a good job of getting them back. George was just unlucky to get a puncture in the last couple of laps. K-Mag.
Haas in general are not doing well, are they?
Well, they never do. But K-Mag specifically is getting out-driven
by the Hulk. Yeah.
Every single week. Yeah.
So
that's what you got to look
K-Mag was nice and comfortable when he had Mick Schumacher in his team.
Oh, and everyone thought he was a great driver.
Yeah. He's really driving the socks off that Haas, isn't he? Well, Mick Schumacher was in the wall again this weekend, but now it's being revealed that maybe he's not driving the socks off it.
He's just
Yuki
rolled down a
Tsunoda,
little bit.
he got a bit unlucky.
I felt he was doing pretty well. He's for his 10, 11 sort of nice with that position again, and then he went off towards the end. You know, that last couple of laps, lap 65 on, when the rain really came down, that's what put the cat amongst the pigeons. There was people that were having decent races until then. It would have been a very different finishing line.
I feel like I'd love to see Yuki Tsunoda in a competitive car, just for one race, just to see what he does. Because he does.
There's a bit of chitter chatter about the possibility that this is his last term. He's one of the drivers without a contract.
Really?
Yeah.
Above and beyond. No,
Sorry?
he's one of the best of the. He's one of the best of the. He's the best of the lower teams. Of the rookies, he's definitely the best of the rookie-ish kind of kids, isn't he?
Well, he doesn't have a contract for next season yet.
He's so good.
That's a
in that
fact.
car. Yeah.
If he's Liam Lawson hadn't driven a Formula One car dry race until the start of this race, right?
Right.
And he brought it home in 13th.
Yeah.
2 places above Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah, but I think Yuki Tsunoda.
Right? Let's just look at that. Look at that sentence.
That's bad for Yuki Tsunoda, but it's worse for Daniel Ricciardo.
Yes, it is.
This has come at a very bad time. This little hand thing has come at a very bad time.
Yeah.
And he's out again. Is Lawson in the seat again in Monza?
Right. Yes. So they have a Formula One team is allowed to name 4 drivers in one season. Okay. So AlphaTauri started with Nick De Vries and Yuki, and then they dropped Nick De Vries and put in Daniel. Now Daniel's dropped out, and they've got Liam Lawson. Right. If anything happens to Liam Lawson before Daniel Ricciardo's available again, they've got to call back Nick De Vries.
That's quite. I've never wished any harm on anyone, but I want to see.
No,
I want to hear that phone call. I'd love to hear that phone call, Nick. Nick with a Y.
No.
Oh, you're a bit jittery. You still there, fella? Oh,
But it's
he's still talking.
unlikely, but it's still a reality.
Oh, you're back. It's unlikely, but it's still a reality or a possibility. You mean?
Both.
Both.
It's a real possibility.
All right, slippery. All right, slippery. Let's keep going.
Danny Rick.
Yep.
Let's talk about him for a minute. He wasn't in the race, but during qualifying, he crashed and damaged his hand, and he straight away he's been operated on the guys that worked on Lance Stroll's hands. He's had the operation by him already. He's getting a business from 4 season.
Yeah, that doctor must be like, why don't you all break your hands?
Rubbing his hands together.
Yeah. Bottas, another.
Yeah.
Bottas gets no coverage now, does he?
I think Alfa Romeo. I think Valtteri's starting to voice his displeasure with Alfa in general, and I think he's the Sauber team. They're desperate for the influence of Audi to come in.
Yeah,
I think they're taking the foot off the gas and not committing. They're like, yeah, we're out, yeah, But Sauber as a team, I don't know what the problem is there. If it is the money, if it's lack of backing from Alfa Romeo because they're on the way out. But they're not happy. He's not happy with the feedback that isn't being acted on, and the upgrades that aren't happening that should be happening this season.
Has he got a seat for next year with Alfa Romeo? Probably.
Yeah, I don't think Zhou Guanyu has though.
It's hard to judge anybody in Alfa Romeo, really, isn't it? You just find out. You just call people up. Call your people.
with some of my people, just offline, just messaging them. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Typing a frantic message to the
powers that be. Don't do it online because you'll slow this connection down even more. Liam Lawson, yep, like you say, he got it home. I think that was his main mission, really, get it home.
You can't ask for more than that on your first race.
No, you can't. And he was popping in and out of the points at certain points. I said points a lot there. At certain points in that last point I was making.
So the confirmed seats.
It's only me then. Go on.
Yeah, I found the information. Valtteri has a contract until the end of 2024. So he's there for at least another year.
Yeah.
Joe is to be confirmed. Both AlphaTauri seats are to be confirmed. Aston Martin have Fernando on a multi-year deal.
So because he's old. Have they done the whole old thing with him? Or is that with Alpine?
No, he's on a multi-year deal. They haven't said how long his deal is. Alpine have said the same about Pierre Gasly, Ocon, end of 24. So realistically, there's one seat to be confirmed at Aston.
Yeah.
Ferrari, both drivers are locked in. Haas, both drivers are locked in. McLaren, both drivers are locked in. Mercedes, today it was announced that both drivers are locked into end of 25. Red Bull, Perez is locked into end of 24. Verstappen to end of 28. Alex Albon is on a multi-year deal at Williams, and the other seat is TBC.
Wow. See, you heard it here first or last. Yeah. Or at some point, you just heard it here. Just remember where you heard it, people. Yeah. When I say people, obviously person. If you're trapped under that, if the car's full of
listen to web podcasts, do they listen to the bots? Listen to podcasts?
Bots.
Yeah, robots like AI. Should we be saying AI? Should we be?
Well, it's probably scanning it for any kind of wrong thing. We're probably being scanned. If we were to say something controversial like
AI positive, I never liked what's his name?
I don't know, you haven't said it.
It'd be funny if I'd remembered it.
Yeah, get back to me.
I never liked John Connor. You can edit it out.
Oh, it's too late. That's such a boomer reference as well. Who's ever going to get that?
Comedy's all about
Nico Hulkenberg. How was his race? Yep, he's ahead of. All he has to do is finish in front of a K-Mag, doesn't he?
And finish, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good result for him. 12th, just outside the points. Lance Stroll just cruising. It's a Sunday drive for Lance now, isn't it? Now he's going to be tennis world champion. Now he's decided he wants to be Wimbledon champion. He's just going.
Do you know that they asked him outright about that?
Go on.
And he said, no, it's Crofty just making stuff up after a couple of beers. He never said that. He knows that Lance plays tennis, but he never said that to him. It was just made up, and it was just, so, but there is gathering chitter chatter about him getting out of F1.
What are they?
But Mike Crack, the team principal.
Your Crack?
No, Mike Crack.
Or Mike Crack.
It's like the guy from The Simpsons. Hey, has anyone seen Mike? What's his surname? Crack. Anyone seen Mike Crack?
What? Anyway, tell me about Mr. Crack.
So Mike Crack was saying that
your Crack. I'm sorry.
That Aston Martin as a team need to be doing a better job of supporting Lance. That they're not giving him the right strategy calls. And he's had more reliability issues than Fernando has had. So there's a lot of things that have affected.
They're still giving him the same car as Fernando Alonso. He's putting it in second.
End of the day, that's a fact.
Fact.
And facts. Can't argue with facts.
Facts. Don't care about your fifis. Okay.
I think it sounds like Mike Crack has
your Crack.
It sounds like Michael has Lance's daddy telling him what to say.
Okay. Let's move on. Ocon had an okay race. He, but
when his teammates putting it in a podium position, mate, that's not an okay race. think he's been shown up by Pierre this season so far. I think.
Yeah, he's a bit of a seasoned driver now, isn't he? He's been around.
Although didn't Esteban get a podium? He got a podium a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I think the car's got potential. So,
Yeah, it's a shame they don't have a team principal. Although Matteo Binotto has been touted for that job.
Has he?
Yeah.
Who was he with? Ferrari?
Yeah, he was Ferrari's.
Hey,
team.
see, still got it. Piastri, unlucky.
So Ocon is 1 point behind Gasly in the standings at the moment. So it's pretty neck and neck.
So they're both solid drivers for that team. Would you say? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing between them.
Pretty well. Given the team is looking to develop and improve, they've got two good pilots there, two good guys that can deal with the car and move it forward, obviously. And yeah, your beard's fine, mate. Stop checking it.
I'm just thinking it's a bit. It needs to be trimmed. Yeah. So they're solid. I am listening. Albon, another good race for him. Another good race.
He was spectacular. He was up there, he started fourth. He was disappointed in it. He wanted sixth. I think that shows you that he could have got there in sixth. Again, he did a solid stint. He stayed out in that first stint in the rain on soft tires and maintained his position. He went all through that first stint. Everyone's in changing wets, and but he just managed to drive really, really well. I bet Red Bull are kicking themselves that they've written him off. He's a solid driver, I think, with a good machine under him.
A nice little replacement for Perez.
No, Marco said that they're not going back to him. Well, Marco's still there. We don't know how long that's going to be.
Yeah.
I
think Alex Albon is an outstanding driver. Lando Norris, unlucky. McLaren got a bit unlucky this week, didn't they?
Yeah.
Tyre calls, things like that.
Where was Piastri? Oh, Piastri was in. We skipped over Piastri.
Well, I did mention him, but did I? Oh, I can't remember.
No, you were too busy looking at your beard, mate.
I was. A bit, yeah.
Why don't you pleat it into one of those little, just grow it down and then have a string hanging off it?
I'm not being one of those dudes. Or the little man bun at the back now.
No, yeah, just the man, the top knot and the whole. Yeah, you'd suit that.
Thanks, mate. So
get me on Grinder.
Yeah. Lewis Hamilton had a good race, didn't he?
Yeah, I think they did. I think McLaren are doing well. I think their upgrades are really worked, and the guys are used to driving. So
yeah, again, I think this range is through them. Carlos, a great result considering how inept Ferrari are at the moment. What is it with Ferrari? Perez.
But again, Carlos is outperforming Charles. He's outperforming the number one driver again.
Yeah. He feels like he's got more grit. I don't even know what that means.
He's hungrier. I think he wants
Perez. This is what gets me about Perez. At one point, leading the race. I mean, I understand that it's Max in the Red Bull. I get it, right? But not to be second. Come on.
So, right, okay. Let's talk about his penalty. You got a 5 second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This leads on to the point that you're saying. Is he getting the same support as Max is?
In what?
Right.
What do you mean by support?
So the pit lane, as you've discussed, the pit lane in Zandvoort is one of the narrowest pit lanes, except Monaco, on the calendar. And as such, they reduced the speed limit in the pit lane. Right.
Okay.
So that's unusual. He should have been briefed on that. He's been told that on the way in. He also hit the wall on the way in. Whether that was a late call or he wasn't prepared for coming in or whatever, but he wasn't on the ball when he came in that pit lane. I think the pit lane speeding was before he hit the wall. Right? It was a different pitting incident. Right?
Yeah.
I think Oh no, it wouldn't have been because he'd had to serve the pit lane. He'd have had to serve the penalty in the pit, so it was probably the same one. But he wasn't prepared when he came into that pit. Is he being let down by his team? Should his engineer been saying to him, Sergio, we're pitting just on our pit lane?
I think he's a big boy now. He should have known those things. He knows that he's done a lot of races. These things should be, second nature to him now. He's not an old. He's a seasoned racer.
Are you saying he doesn't need the same support that Max gets?
Did they have to keep reminding Max?
Well, we don't hear.
See, this is the point I'm making. If they're not reminding Max, they should be reminding him. He's been racing longer than Max Verstappen, hasn't he?
Is it unconscious bias though?
Well, you'll never know because it's unconscious.
They don't.
Well, that whole unconscious bias thing, don't even get me started with that. But the thing is, he's been racing way longer than Max Verstappen. When did he have his first Formula One race compared to Max Verstappen? Perez. You've gone, yeah. You're still there. You're still there.
I'm just asking. There's a lot of people saying that Perez isn't doing as well because he's not getting the support from Red Bull.
They're giving him the car. They're changing the tyres for him. What? I mean, what's going on here? He's not getting what more does he need? Does he need a little back rub before he goes out? Well, what does he need? I'm sure his bank account's getting a nice bit of support. It's nonsense. They don't.
All right.
Woohoo! He's not getting the support, really. Fernando Alonso, the man of the moment, the Zen master himself.
Yeah, spectacular again. Spectacular.
There was something he said in the cool-down room as well. He was really, really funny in the cool-down room as well. Not funny, but there was something he said in the cool-down room. He was just chit-chatting away like he'd just been out for a walk. It was just really, he is the most Zen person. That's what that flower thing was all about. He was just living in the moment.
So he's currently 33 points behind Sergio in the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah, do you think he'll catch him?
They need to. I think they will, yeah.
At the start of the race, Hamilton said he wanted to catch Perez. Can Hamilton catch Perez?
I don't think their car is level quite yet. I think 50 that Aston Martin have as a team compared to Mercedes 255, right?
Yeah.
I would say 90% of that has been won by Fernando. If they had a solid number 2 driver, they would be miles ahead of Mercedes. They'd be out of Mercedes' reach. I don't think the cars are comparable. Yeah.
You think that Aston Martin's that much better than the Mercedes? I would have said that at the start of the season. I don't think so now.
I think they're bringing it back again. I think it would, he's just working. He's just at his end place. Hamilton is a multiple world champion and he looks troubled. And he's not happy and he's whinging and he's moaning, right? Fernando's a multiple world champion. He's smelling the flowers. He's not moaning about the car and the upgrades. He's not entitled to it, but he's performing because he's not getting any pressure on him. Yeah, and he's got a good car under him.
Yeah, and of course Max Verstappen, the winner there, did a solid job, didn't he?
That's a solid race. No matter what I think about it.
Yeah,
I give him his due.
Did he undercut?
He was down in third.
Was he undercut on purpose against Perez?
That's what I was alluding to earlier. Is it a tactic thing? Are they, is he getting the better strategy calls? or is he just a better driver?
I don't think it matters.
I think it's starting. I think it's starting to look like he's just a phenomenal driver in a really good machine.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the season's over, obviously, unless something unfortunate happens to Max Verstappen's hands, and he can go to that special hand doctor. The season's over. And on that note, we should go on.
I think he's far enough ahead that he could miss like 3 or 4 Grand Prix. He could easily miss 4 Grand Prix and still be 40 points ahead of Sergio.
Literally take a weekend off.
If he didn't. No, month.
He could take a month off and still win the championship. Come back, a couple of victories at the end.
Still be ahead of Sergio Perez. He could take a month off and still be ahead of Sergio.
And that's even if Sergio was winning all the races, yeah.
If Sergio won every single race, 25 points in the win, right? 4 wins, 100 points. Sergio be on 301. Max is on 340 at the moment.
Wow.
He's still in a half ahead.
He might as well. And the thing is, the way Perez is racing, he might as well take the season off.
Backwards.
He might as well take the rest of the season off. I've done the job.
It'll become a point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that.
I'm gonna go try go-kart and go try.
Yeah, just go out and have some fun. Right, on that note, we will go to no Murray this week because look at the time. We will go to pit talk. Yay! What have we got to talk about this week? Let me just type in F1 news while you're telling me.
The main thing at this time of the season is silly season, really, with
yeah, you're glitching a bit there, mate. Still glitching.
Drivers. We kind of covered all that to downloading porn again.
Right, okay. Can we just stop for a second? Because you glitched all the way up to downloading porn again. That's where you glitch. Stop the glitching. So, as a listener, all of that glitching, and we get to that, I'm going to want to know, you're going to have to start the whole monologue again. You can't remember it.
I said, are you downloading porn again?
No, that wasn't the whole monologue.
No, it was really basic.
There was a load of other stuff you said that was glitching out. And then you said, are you downloading porn again? What's the news? Come on, what's the news? Oh, Lewis Hamilton agreed
silly season.
Contract extension until 2025. Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, okay.
So silly season isn't as silly as people are thinking. I think we've kind of covered that. I think the upgrade is he's all over the place with this. Try and turn your screen off, mate. Turn your screen off. Teams to keep an eye on.
Hold up, mate. You're gonna have to turn your screen off.
My screen?
Yes, see if it improves.
Is it me then? Is it?
You're glitching a lot. So if you turn your screen off, maybe
I'm glitching. It's not your internet connection.
No, because I can hear me. I'm not glitching. Am I glitching now? Now talk.
You're glitching when you talk to me.
You sound okay, but on my end I don't glitch, and when I record, there's no glitches. So it's your end, and you do
obviously
sound like
not. Yeah.
Right, so go.
That's exactly how it works.
I don't know how it works.
One of the big things in the pit this week is about the Flexi Wing is back. If you've been watching any of the onboards that are available on Sky Television, other providers are available, but they're not really.
Okay.
They show you if you watch the front camera as the cars come around corners, you'll see that the front wings bend up and down.
Yeah.
and they're saying that shouldn't happen. They're saying that that's got to stop now, basically.
Yeah.
And so that's got to be in place by Singapore Grand Prix. That's one of the big things in the pit. It's the same that happened with the rear wing, with the bending of it, and why they've put all those dots on the back of the rear wing, and that's for calibration to measure the distance as it's going. You know, it's one thing measuring it under in the paddock in parc fermé conditions, but a totally different thing when it's under load. So that's what they're doing. They're doing the same on the front wing.
So how did the FIA do that? Do they look at the data and say you've got to? Do they just say stop it, or do they just literally say stop it shaking, wobbling?
Yeah, it's not allowed. It's got to be firm. No aerodynamic components are allowed to move independently. They have to be firm. There's a set amount of.
But the front wing moves a lot. The front wing moves a lot, doesn't it? I don't understand.
Yeah, but have you watched the footage from?
No. I've no doubt that it's flexing, but to say no part should move.
It's not flexing, mate. It's not flexing. It's moving from almost vertical to 45 degrees and then back up again. It's been designed to move, and that's the fact. That's the thing that's not allowed. It's not allowed to be designed to move. And it's not the whole wing. It's just certain parts of it.
Oh, I see. So they know that the load's going to go on it, so it moves and changes the downforce.
Yeah, in a beneficial way, which is not allowed.
That's an odd. Yeah, because I suppose with the front wing, they still know it's going to move. So surely they know that when it's moving, they've got to make it beneficial. You still there, mate?
It's moving too much. It's in an unfair way. It's not moving. It's not meant to move, and it's moving as people are saying that it's moving as a result of the downforces on it. It's not. It's moving as a result of the way it's been designed. It's been designed to move rather than it's moving under load. I think that makes sense to me, but it probably doesn't make sense to you.
Well, I presume when they design let's say they design a front wing, okay? They know that the different loads are going to be on that front wing at different, as opposed to straights and corners, okay? One is going to have better.
Let me put it another way.
Yeah.
Let me put it another way, right? A plane is designed to fly, right?
Yeah.
Right? But gliders are designed to fly without power.
Okay.
Right? A plane will fly without power up to a certain extent.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Right?
But then the sheer weight of it is going to bring it down, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's what they want the wing to be. They want the wing to act. It should do a specific job. It shouldn't be a glider. It shouldn't be designed to do the job. It shouldn't be designed to do a specific act. Part of the design of it should encompass the act, but it shouldn't be designed to do the act. Does that make sense?
It does, but there's always going to be that value judgment. So, like, my analogy with the front wing would be
at the moment.
Oh, okay. Keep going.
At the moment, it's very obvious that it's designed to move.
Yeah, but this is the point I'm trying to make is you've got a front wing on a car, which is giving it downforce. You know, it has a certain value in a corner and has a different value on a straight. Yeah. You still there, mate? Yeah. You know, it has a different value on a straight. So you wanted to create value on both those scenarios. So something's got to. Do you see what I mean? You're going to have to design it to fit both scenarios to create some kind of good for the car. Does that make sense?
To compromise, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But you've got to compromise things. You're not meant to design it to be efficient in both planes. And it's not meant to be efficient in the corner and efficient on the straight. You've got to compromise it. It's got to be equally less efficient in the straight as it is in the corner.
I don't think that's possible because they're two different scenarios. Then the only way you could make that equal is by making a part of it move. Does that make sense?
No. If you make it all firm, if you make it all solid, which is what the design requirements are, that it shouldn't move, then it will be less efficient in the straight and less efficient in the corner. But you should be able to find a happy point where it's as efficient as it can be in the straight and efficient as it can be in the corner without it moving. And that's what the rules say.
But front wings move all the time. That's what I'm going to keep going back to. And they must notice that and think, right, when it's on the straight.
Yeah, they vibrate. They vibrate and they wobble and they bend, but they shouldn't be designed to do that, to benefit performance.
Oh, see now, this is a big grey area, isn't it? It's so. This is the point I'm making. It's so grey.
But that's what F1's about, isn't it? Who was it that said it's about finding the loopholes in the regulations and exploiting them? And that's what they've done. Is they're clamping down on the illegal.
They're only now making it illegal. It's in the wording of it, isn't it? It's in the wording of it. That's the whole point. It's like they're not breaking any rules until they see something they don't like, and then they put the rule in, and then they go, "Oh, now you're breaking the rule."
No, they're enforcing the rules.
That's making a suggestion that at some point they weren't enforcing the rules before.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, it's an interesting one. I'll give you that. Listen to me.
Oh, thank you very much.
But it'll only be another rule put in place and then exploited, which is what F1's all about.
So they were initially told that they had to do it. They were told at Azerbaijan they had to stop it.
Yeah.
And they were told that it had to be done by. They agreed the technical directive at Zandvoort, or it was put to the teams at Zandvoort, and it's got to be in place by Singapore.
Okay. It just seems like, yeah.
So the wording of it, right?
Yeah.
The car's aerodynamic performance must be, and this is quotes, rigidly secure and immobile with respect to the frame of reference defined in Article 3.3. Furthermore, these components must produce a uniform, solid, hard, continuous, impervious surface under all circumstances. So It must be uniform and solid under all circumstances. So if it's moving in one position in a straight and a different position in a corner, then it's not uniform.
But no part of the point is no part of that Formula One car is, and it's a moving thing. Okay, let's talk about this.
It's within the frame of it's with respect to the frame of reference. So, for example, the bottom of the wing might be the frame of reference, or the end plate might be the frame of reference, and it can't move up or down or left or right with regards to that frame of reference.
Okay. It just seems a bit ambiguous. I think you run into all sorts of trouble when you're saying rigid but mustn't move, rigid and things like that.
Yep.
You're running into all sorts of linguistic problems on a moving thing.
The FIA has also made it clear that any assembly designs that exploit localized compliance or degrees of freedom are not permitted. Wow. So it's got to apply to the whole car, not just everything except the front wing or the rear wing. Or
I'd still say that's quite an ambiguous statement.
Well,
okay.
I'm sure the top lawyers are on it. Finding more.
What should we read now? We should read Lewis Hamilton says he has unfinished business in F1. Well, that's obvious. I don't think Lewis Hamilton does not want to quit until he wins one more, I think. That's the BBC Sport. Or do you want to go crash net? Verstappen rejects Wolf's Bull comments about teammate dominance. Let's have a look. What's this? He says clicking on something.
Did you hear who volunteered to race instead of Danny Rick?
David Coulthard, just a guess.
After Danny Rick crashed his car, did you hear who volunteered?
David Coulthard. I kind of saw it in one of the.
I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah, there's no way he hasn't been in a race car since what, 2012? He's 10 years out of the game, isn't he?
Well, he does all the. Every time you see the Red Bull, that's all David Coulthard race driving that.
What, Red Bull demonstrations? Still there, mate?
Yeah.
Is
a
it?
lot of it is him.
Oh, right. Even the newer cars.
I've still got my video off. It's not glitchy my end. You're frozen.
Well, of course it's not glitching your end. You're talking. If you were talking and glitching at the same time, then
you've just contradicted what you said a couple of minutes ago.
What did I say a couple of minutes ago? I don't know. I'm not. What? If I'm talking now, I'm not glitching because I'm saying it. I'm not glitching on my screen, okay? And when I do the recording, I don't glitch. That's what I'm saying.
You're completely frozen on my screen. You're completely glitchy on my screen.
It doesn't matter because I know that I've got the recording on this side. So you're the one that's going to... Right, so...
Doesn't matter. Nobody watches it anyway, mate.
No one's watching it anyway. No. They're not going to notice that your picture isn't there. Oh, dear. So,
let's get on with predictions.
Yeah, let's go on with predictions.
Now, let's go on with predictions.
Yeah, that's what I just said. There's a delay going on here.
Well, if you weren't glitchy, you would have heard it.
Yeah. This is like the glitches on the space station, isn't it? This is what it is. Right, okay. I'm now going to share the screen. Okay. Share screen.
Have we got a trail? Have we got a little...
Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thing?
Predictions.
Yeah.
I've been to riot.
Hey! Let's add up the points.
It's nice to at least pretend that there's people watching.
Give them some kind of structure. Okay, what pen should I use? I'm not going to use the pen off this app.
Well, you can sort all that out while I'm giving the description.
Well, no, we don't give the description. We've got to add up the points.
Ferrari Gran Premio d'Italia 2023.
Okay.
It will be held at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza, and this year there's no silly names involved.
Well, that's good.
Pretty straightforward.
That's good. That's good.
So,
go on.
The first Grand Prix was in 1950. We're going to have 53 laps. The circuit length is 5.793 kilometers. Quite a long track. Race distance is going to be 306.72 kilometers. And who holds the lap record?
Oh,
this is a tough one. This
Michael Schumacher, Senior.
Nope. It was set in 2004.
Well, that's not a bad guess for that year, is it? 2004. Alonso.
Yep. 2004.
Oh, you didn't even get that. It didn't even land. Alonso.
Oh, now you're glitchy.
Alonso.
Oh, that's because you're sharing the screen, mate.
Alonso. Can you hear me?
It was Rubens Barrichello,
Oh.
and I'm just going to keep talking.
Can you hear me?
I don't know if you're recording this or not. If you
I
can
am
hear
recording it.
And the lap record was 1:21 and 46 seconds. Oh, I missed all that because you're glitchy as hell because you're on your phone.
I'm not on my phone. I'm literally here. You keep talking. Keep talking. Can you hear me?
I have kept talking. I did keep talking.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
It was so glitchy. How does that work?
Well, you weren't glitching my side. I was glitching your side, but
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I kept talking and I wasn't glitchy.
this is never going to end. My mouth. I'm talking. Well, I'm not glitching. What's going on?
Clap, 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 clap. Oh,
Okay, so podcast listeners.
Sorry about that.
Okay, look on the screen. I've got the points. Set out the points for the last race. I'm going to do the talking now. So if I'm glitching on your end, it doesn't matter. I can't activate that pen. So
I'll just shut up then.
Okay, let's activate the pen. Right. Let's activate the pen. Squiggle line pen. Okay, I've done that. Move that over there. Okay. Now that's got to be moved as well. Okay, just move. No, I don't want mouse. I want draw. Just move over here. Okay. So, you got Max Verstappen to win. Correct, sir. You got 2 points. You got Perez in second when he came third. So you get 1 point. And you got Alonso third when he came second. You get 1 point. Are you still there, sir?
Yep, I'm still here, but I was told not to talk.
Well, one of us will start glitching. Where did Hamilton come?
Well, now I need to change my whole screen setup because I was watching that. Hamilton was fourth.
No way. Really? Fourth? No, he
hang
wasn't.
on.
Perez was fourth.
No, that's the standing. Hang on. Here we go. Fourth was Perez. Hamilton was sixth.
You get a point for Hamilton. Leclerc, you don't get a point for. Norris, where did he come? Well, Hamilton came sixth.
Norris was seventh.
Oh, you get a point for Norris.
Norris was seventh.
You get a point for Sainz. Where did Sainz come? Fourth.
Sainz was fifth.
Well, you got him in seventh. Russell, no point. Piastri, where did you get him?
Piastri was ninth.
No way, you got 2 points. Ooh. And Albon came eighth, yeah?
Albon was eighth, yeah.
Yeah, so you get a point for Albon. What was the fastest lap time, sir?
Fastest lap was Fernando Alonso.
Oh.
Got the fastest lap in a time of 1 minute 13.837.
I think you're closer. Can you see? Can you? Well, while we're doing that, are you closer? Am I giving you the point for that?
I think so.
I can't be bothered.
Who was Paul? Max was Paul, wasn't he?
Yeah, so I got a point for Max. No one got the fastest lap person. I don't know who's the fastest lap. I got 1 minute 12.375 and you got 1 minute 14.675. No, it's me, isn't it? What am I talking about? Is it me or you?
13.8. 113.8. What were you?
I was 112.3. Yeah, you've won that.
So that's 513. And what was I?
14.675.
Or that's 10. Yeah, so I get that. Sorry, mate.
Damn it, you've got a good haul here. Let me just add up your points. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 plus 118, 128, 130. 130 for you, sir. Okay. Now what do I get? I get 2 for Verstappen. I get a point for Norris. I get a point for the GOAT. Where did Perez come? fourth, wasn't it?
Perez was fourth, yeah.
2 for him. I get 1 for Norris. Nothing for Leclerc. I get 1 for Sainz. I get 1 for Alonso. Nothing for Russell and nothing for Tsunoda. Okay, so I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 114. Not really making any tracks here, am I? Okay, so that's the points. So let's open up another document that we stopped sharing for the second. Are you still there, sir?
Yes, I am.
He's still here. Now I've got to stop sharing.
Watching cooking videos now.
You're you're walking? Don't use up all your internet broadband.
Hey, it's not my internet, mate.
You're not glitching your end, and I'm not glitching my end.
I'm pretty convinced that my issues are resolved now.
Am I still sharing the screen here? Can you see that?
Yep, and you're showing us all the thing. I'm up at 60, 70, 80 megabits at the moment. Now you're not sharing. Now it's back to your fizzog. Okay.
So you're 130. I am, what was it? 114. That's not good. Let's just open this document, which will take half an hour to open now.
Oh yeah, your face stopped moving there. You're glitchy this end.
Well, I'm not glitching mine, so I haven't got a problem.
Mate,
oh, come on, dude. I'm literally double clicking this document. Okay, come on. It's got to download it.
That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen.
This is how it works with poor internet connection. It's got to download it because it's on the cloud, because that's a download.
Is that taking a while? Oh,
yeah. Well, yeah, because almost.
Shocker, eh?
It's a shocker. Put your face back on, mate. I can't. You still there, mate? I can't stare at this bee anymore. It's doing my thing. Come on, it's downloading. 5 megabytes. This is like 2001
Hello,
all
still
over.
here.
2001 all over again, isn't it, mate? Getting all excited. There's no picture of you on the screen, mate. There he is. While we wait for 3 megabytes to download now. Come on.
Hey.
Just downloading the predictions document because everything on my desktop goes back up to the cloud when I'm not using it. So it should open.
That's poor planning, isn't it?
It's poor planning. Well, it wouldn't be a problem if the internet worked here. But I'm not glitching. So, right, let's open this document. Come on. Here we go. Right.
Now, one of the things we haven't mentioned yet is the Monza curse.
What's the Monza curse?
Max Verstappen has never won at Monza.
Well, yeah.
Is it going to continue?
Got real problems now. Oh no!
Problem? Do you think?
Hold up. I just want to move that around.
This is great.
This is great.
I should go back to watching food videos again. You obviously can't hear me.
Well, no, I can't hear you, mate. What's going on is...
Oh, you can hear me now. There we go.
I can't edit this document. Since... if what won't let me edit it. Right, okay, we're going to have to do this.
Why don't you get a pen and paper and then you can...
Yeah, this is glitchy. Right, okay. Right, we're going to have to do it this way, my friend. You're going to hate this. Right, okay. I'll tell you in a minute why it won't let me do it. Let me just share screen.
I just pretend I've glitched out of it all.
Okay.
Just FYI, I'm on like 60 megabits download speed for the speed test.
Okay. Well done you. Right, let's do the... Okay.
I was just filling my time while you were editing and finding pens and stuff. And
pole position. Who are you going to do pole position?
Pole position, I think it's Max.
Max. Look at that. This is going to take some time. What's the pole? Who's going to get the fastest lap time?
think Lando Norris. I'm going to go.
Norris. This is going to be so painfully slow. Norris. And what is going to be your fastest lap? That says Norris, people. What is your fastest lap going to be?
We're going to have to really push it to get the 112 lap record, aren't we? So I think we'll do 114.64.
What was the fastest lap last year?
I was just looking at that.
Were you now?
I'm just looking at it. Yeah.
So you're on 130. I'm on 114. Okay. Who's going to be pole?
Max.
Max. I'm going to put him in it. I'm going to put an arrow there. Max. I'm going to put
Oh no, Max won last year.
V. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Well
Max
done,
won the
man in
won
the
last year. And the fastest lap was Sergio last year.
What's the lap time?
Last year lap time was 1:24.03.
Must have rained.
I'm going to change my time, to be honest.
It must have rained. Right. Who's going to be second? Who's going to be second?
Fernando, I reckon.
FA. Second. Okay. And third, sir?
No, I think Lewis is going to be third.
LH. And fourth, sir?
Carlos.
DS. Fifth?
Let's put Lando.
LN. Sixth.
Six is going to be Oscar Piastri. OP.
Seventh.
Seven will be Lance Stroll. Eighth will be Charles Leclerc. Nine will be George Russell.
G. And 10.
And 10 is going to be Alex Albon.
AA. Good old AA.
Alex Albon.
Alex Albon. Okay. So you've got Max Verstappen to win, Fernando Alonso second, Lewis Hamilton third, Carlos Sainz fourth, Lando Norris fifth, Oscar Piastri sixth. LS, who's LS? Who's LS?
Lance Stroll.
Lance Stroll, not Logan Sargent.
Stroll.
Lance Stroll. Seventh. No. Charles Leclerc eighth. George Russell ninth. Alex Albon 10th. Okay. No Perez in that lineup now. Never mind. So pole, I'm going to go Max. Okay. Fastest lap, I'm going to go. I'm going to copy your lead here, Norris.
I'm going to change my time though.
No.
Can you still hear me?
You're not changing your time. I can't. Not with this pen now. That'll be too messy. It'll get too messy.
I'm changing my time.
Was it a wet race last year?
No.
Right. Now, for the win, I'm going to go with... yeah, Max Verstappen. Second, I'm going to give Sergio Perez a second. Third, Fernando Alonso. Fourth, who am I going to do? Fourth. the goats, so it's going to be LH. Fifth, LN. I'm going to do the same as you with this. And sixth, Oscar Piastri. Yeah, Charles Leclerc, I'm going to put seventh.
Ah, right, okay. So the Monza curse is basically the year after you win the Grand Prix, you have either a crash or a reliability issue. So that's what the Monza curse is. Daniel Ricciardo in 2022, Gasly in 2021, Leclerc in 2020 all suffered it. So what they're saying is that Max won't win this year because he won last year, and he will suffer from some kind of reliability, or he'll crash out. He won't finish the race.
Okay, that's the curse, is it? Okay, so this is what I've got. I've got Max Verstappen to win, Sergio Perez second, Fernando Alonso third, Lewis Hamilton fourth, Lando Norris fifth, Oscar Piastri sixth, Charles Leclerc seventh, Carlos Sainz eighth. I've put Alex Albon in ninth and George Russell in 10th. And for pole, I've gone Max. For the fastest lap, I've gone Norris. My lap time's 1 minute 21.75. Do you want to change your lap time?
$23,464.
So 1:23.
23,464.
4, 6,
Yeah.
4. Like the Amstrad 464. Do you remember that one? The Amstrad?
Nope.
Oh, for one of my first home computers.
Amstrad 64.
Amstrad 464. Had the cassette player on the side.
Oh.
Did you not have a home computer?
I noticed that neither of us have put any Alpine drivers in the top 10.
No, we haven't. Because they only get in the top 10 when one of the top 10 teams fall off. And the top 10 teams are, like I said before, McLaren, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull. Once one of those drivers falls out, that's when they get in there. And I think Alpine are a little bit too unreliable to be a top 10er every week when one of those others falls out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually made sense, didn't it? Got to stop sharing. There we go.
More than a lot.
Oh, it's so glitchy. You're so glitchy, mate. You what?
Said tonight.
No. Don't. Was that? Should we just? I didn't. That was all glitchy. So
Right.
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Yeah, take it how you want it. Yeah.
Okay, mate. I might just type in on the when I'm doing
later.
the video what you're saying as like subtitles, all complimentary.
Enjoy.
Oh, he's gone. No, I didn't get any of that either. Listen, mate, shall we stop because I'm not getting any of your dialogue now. I think we should wave goodbye.
Yeah.